the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Tanko Mohammed, has tendered his resignation letter to President Muhammadu Buhari, Sahara Reporters has gathered. Resigned? Like seriously? Mohammed, in the letter which he copied to the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, cited ill health as the reason for his decision. Wow. This comes a few days after 14 justices of the Supreme Court lamented the decrepit state of affairs in the apex courts. In the letter sent by Sahara Reporters, the justices accused Muhammad of abandoning his responsibilities as the leader of the court. He was also accused of diverting their housing, vehicles and electricity allowances into his personal pocket and that of his children's political ambitions. Sahara Reporters had exclusively reported that two sons of the Chief Justice of Nigeria emerged as the senatorial and House of Representatives candidates of the All Progressives Congress and People's Democratic Party, respectively, in Bauchi State, while Siraj Ibrahim Tanko emerged as the APC candidate for Bauchi North. His brother Sani won the ticket of the PDP to represent Shura Giade Federal Constituency in Abuja, in Bauchi State, at the lower chamber of the National Assembly. The justices retreated the fact that they are serving this country diligently and to the best of their ability, and as such deserves the best compared to how they are being treated by the present CGN, a top judicial officer had told Sahara Reporters. The justices reminded the CGN of the fact that they resolve disputes between the executive and the legislature, including all manner of disagreements between governments and individuals, and how it would be a tragedy if the Nigerian public were to know that they are unable to resolve their own problems internally without going public due to neglect and lack of taking to corrections by the CGN. The justices demanded that the CGN act before it is too late, as all efforts in the past to resolve their complaints had yielded no results. The justices recalled that the CGN reluctantly called a justices meeting on the 23rd day of March 2022 after several persistent requests to hold the meeting. The justices recalled that at their meeting of the 23rd of March 2022, they tabled and discussed their demands on 1. Justices accommodation, vehicles, electricity tariff, supply of diesel, internet services to justices, residences and chambers, epileptic electricity supply to the court. They also raised the issue of the failure of the Honorable Chief Justice to carry the justices along in managing the affairs of the court, as well as the deteriorating condition of services generally. They frowned on how the CGN reneged on the agreement that the Welfare Committee be constituted to compile and forward their demands, which were submitted to the CGN for its review. The Welfare Committee submitted their request for diesel allowance because of the epileptic electricity supply, the astronomical hike in the price of diesel, and the fact that the justices require electricity to work at home. The committee also requested for the restoration of their monthly internet allowance because they require uninterrupted internet service in order to have access to the materials online to write their judgment, but the CGN ignored these demands since 24th March 2022. The worst part of the CGN corruption is the fact that some justices sworn in since the 6th day of November 2020 were yet to be accommodated by the court as they lived in their rented apartment with the attendant risk attached to the same. With regard to justices' vehicles, several justices are due for vehicle replacement, while the new justices have not received their full complement of vehicles to date. Moreover, some of the vehicles supplied to the justices are either refurbished or substandard. Yeah, and now the man has resigned. Okay, me not go solve a problem. based on health issue. That is why he's resigning, and I'm sure it is more than that. But needed to do that so that he will be able to have a soft landing. So now that they have accused him and he has already resigned, instead of him to be dragged left, right, and center, the best thing, the man who kuma japa say, no be me and una, no be me and una, oh, no be me and una. You can imagine corruption at its peak. See the way he has already placed his children in both parties. When they tell you PDP and APC are the same, you think they are going to, in their different or respective constituencies, they are going to help anybody, they are going to look at anybody, even the ones that are there. What have they done? So some of you who say, now this APC and PDP will now won't follow, they there. Tanko was never qualified to head the Supreme Court. He was imposed on the court as a stooge by a clannish president in a bid to deny the South Onohe from heading that position. This is what you get when you elevate clannish tribalism over ethics, incompetence. Many legal practitioners protested his appointment but were ignored by our certain sectarian president. His resignation comes as no surprise. Of course, now they don't do what you want to do now. They don't tell and say, you better just resign. All those allegations so that it will be off you. Somebody else will be there. Say they've sworn another person in. The person will carry the problem. A man reap what he sows. May he reap what he sows in the farmland called Nigeria. Buhari should tender his resignation later too. He will forever remain the worst president Nigeria has ever produced. He is not chief justice, he's a chief priest. Epitome of failure and incompetence. After you guys succeeded in sending Justice Onohe away, there was a country. May all the evil he has done while working at CGN turn against him. Is so far the worst CGN we have had. The Nkwi has looted to his satisfaction, and I'm very sure nobody will investigate him for where he wants to join PDP. He has actualized hijab law that he was sent to push through. This is second to former finance minister. I salute their courage amongst our criminals to have accepted their failure and resigned their juicy position. No, you think it's because of that? No, they just did that because he of course he think he's just going empty-handed. He is not qualified, and we all know it. Buhari should do the same. Lawa and his cohorts should do the same. Those youth you are ready to be recruited here are eating agbado, okay, and cassava. He's a courageous man because he didn't even wait till when he's dragged here and there. This is simple life. Let's forget about sentiment. Either he did good or bad. He understood that people don't even want him anymore. Let everyone in authority emulate him. The reluctant man who was dragged into a daunting position he was never qualified for, Abba Kyari, to facilitate judicial rigging of 2019 election, has expectedly thrown in the towel. He has completed his appointment or assignment. Let him go and battle with his conscience. Guilt can kill most time more than bullets. If that person has a conscience in the first place, now person wey got conscience, now they think now. You know they think of other things. What he has acquired is what is confident about. Conscience, forget it. All these people know they get conscience. So what do you expect? He was corruptly brought in. Corruption breeds corruption. When the foundation is destroyed, the righteous can do nothing. Nada. It's a welcome development anyway. And congratulations to Nigerians. This man murdered justice system in Nigeria. They've achieved what they wanted. Now what does Buhari need? He doesn't need anything. Again, they have done what they needed. Anything that comes out of now, anybody who won't enter, now you go use their take carry on. Nowadays, the evil men do live with them. What Tanko Mohammed did to the people in Imo State will hurt him today. Also, the coup him and Buhari carried out to overthrow the former CGN Water Onohe made Nigeria Judiciary Council (NJC) useless. May Tanko Mohammed never happened to Nigeria again. Fulani knows that their plans has already failed. ICC is waiting for all of them. They think that 8 years is forever. You think so? So guys, let's hear your opinion and have your take on this.